Tell that nigga Jesus. I said, please call my cell phone. I'ma whoop his ass.
I want blue strips on all the paper when I get it. Yeah. I can be off Zans and backstabs, I don't forget them. We ain't going on turbo, we got the bag up in the sprinter. I knew this shit's gonna come just like I seen it on the Simpsons. I think I'm seeing demons from beans and lean that I've been sipping. I got the prayer to Jesus, I've been thinking about leaving a nigga. No matter how mean I am to your bitch, she still won't leave a nigga. I perk my niggas, they perk heads, got sick codeine addiction. Mind your business, that ain't my bitch, you seen me with it. Yeah. Yo, big homie, grown ass man to me, yeah. Little ass nigga on high like me, you drinking spinach. Little ass boy on ball like us, to me, you a scrimmage. You wanna beat your bitch, you playing my song and shaking her ass. Right before I was rapping, state to state, shaking the bag. I don't give a fuck, we go to the pearly gates, I'm taking the mask. Mask going in the kitchen, wine whipping, scraping the glass. I ain't even in a good mood until I take my meds. I know niggas who throwing seeds, it ain't Chanel. I got niggas who under the fire like Jason Kidd. Tell little brothers a grown man game, it ain't for kids. Nigga wanna steal the swag, gotta wait till it go on sale. I don't even like your bitch, you made me pay for head. You ain't never made a 20, waiting on the mail. A little nigga black and ugly, shoot like Tony Snell. Nigga tryna keep up, but he ain't got money for his bill. That little bitch broke her till just buy her hair and nails. Little nigga, you broke is a joke, you funny like Dave Chappelle. He swore on God he was getting money going straight to hell. If the feds knew what I knew, I'd go straight to jail. I swear your bitch think I'm all that, like I'm Keenan Kel. I miss his juice, now his stomach hurt like he ate Taco Bell. He look like Nietzsche when he in the booth, but never made a sale. That nigga lying, Mark, no cap. No cap, bro.
I got triggers on these niggas. No more nigga pins. If you fucking with the team, don't be switching up the scene. They believing in the lies, why you never find niggas. That's why we call them grinds, aka the God killer. When we blaze through, shit is see-through like great boots and everything around get tight like a straight noose. All we did was give information and the hate grew. Instead of showing love, they gave it all to a Jesus. What we doing with it? They fucking up the vision. You see, we stuck inside the matrix. Blame it on religion. Evil keep winning. Cause ain't nothing good when the love starts to fade. When you dead or in prison. But this is for the gods. You already know the vibe. When he go live, shout out to the nigga bros. Fuck the Bible, don't believe in them lies. You tune into the live, hit the like and subscribe.
It's Brian, Flat Power God. About to skip that nigga easy. Fuck that nigga easy. Triggers.
Last night, mine was filled with so much paranoia. When I sleep, I had a dream that had me weak. I cannot lie. Pacing back and forth within my head, these demons said go back to bed, but I can't sleep at night. I'm wide awake. Won't you put the halo in his soul to keep my mind away? Journey to a place that's made of gold, through every high and low, and know he's back.
Life is good just like a prophecy. It's a war between the darkness and light, and now then I fight against all my demons on sight. Tell them goodbye, I'm a being made of light. So I shine on, knowing my mind gone into a space where it's being written shit like a cycle. I'm mind blown. Often picture clouds in my head, cause that's where I'm trying to be instead of trying to live big. But aspects, I know they see me as a legend, like a prophet trying to cash, trying to see me heavy, cause I see me special. If you view mundane, probably see me extra, or see me there. But I get loose on loose work till I'm loosening up and loosen cuffs, trying to have a truth, then we losing verbs. Really should lose your words, can't replace that stop with a go. Gotta check your green light if your heart's so froze, cause them chakras are balanced, living life on a tightrope. Them stop at your light, you so bright, need to go more. Like a letter, bet my eye do you justice, how to freedom must ring inside where you function. Like a party set the roof up on fire. Life off the burn, but we usher in the tide. To spread passion like the love song. But if that is somebody, gotta be you that you love on. Real.
Maybe you should trust yourself more. Feel like you're too caught up in the world. You don't need a thing to make you happy. You feel whole if you just let go. People change, it's just a fact of life. Don't you ever think you're less of. If the world should ever come against you, then say fuck it and apply that pressure. I'm great, I am loved, I am blessed, never let. I am calm, I am peace, I am free, I am me, I am life, I am bold, I am captain of my soul, I am whole, I'm myself, who's in this game, gotta know thyself.
Peace, God.
Oh, go one more trade to play right quick, cuz.
Okay, go ahead and keep dropping. You know what I'm saying? You jamming over here, B.
It's like top of my color, hopped out from my brother, but I do not think these hoes understand. And then the burn down your channels, the niggas just snap as he quietly dead. I came back from my brother and the friends of my color to come with the feds. Watch how you pacify when you passing by calling you black, it's like calling you dead. Y'all came to the land of the free in the home with the brave. You forgot that it's not where you stay. So having babies and switching your name around, land on the dies, you taking their place. Don't forget Democrats pushing your city back, casting your vote, put you in the grave. Rewrite your history, filling with misery, lying, told everyone we was the slaves. Where your ancestors from? What name you took on? What boat did you bitches come on? If you had a sponsorship, you not a talking to see, but my people been here all along. Calling us African must be an accident. Claiming you American shit is just wrong. Clarification in case you mistaken. Sit back and remember the words of this song. Obama is not American. Mitch McConnell is not American. You crackers is not American. Pan African is not American. Remember, there's two Americans. We the old, not the new Americans. Man, look how they do Americans. Black people, the true Americans. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey, welcome, everybody. This is Law and Order Triggers edition, and but we're gonna go deep tonight. I want to talk about doing some trademarking. I want to talk about definitely talking about getting your getting your nationality and all that good shit. And we need to all be on our status, and we all, what I'm saying, we all need to try to get ourselves together because, like I said, this shit, the way shit going right now, if you're not on your shit, everything about to pass you by. Definitely want to welcome the guys on the panel. Salute to my cousin, Zo, OG, and AKA Stingray.
That's right. That's right. Much peace. Thank you, my brother. Hope you're all
Yeah,
good.
Peace to the gods, peace to the gods. Yeah, man. The whole purpose of this whole law and order, whole platform was to kind of bring awareness to law and order in our behalf, man. And a lot of
Much
times,
love and respect to everybody.
oh yeah, I see big dog. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the guy. But we
Do, do,
really need law and
do,
order, man. I mean, it
do.
went left fast as hell.
Do, 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 do.
So, I mean, like, really, we
Do,
need to
do,
get this
do,
law and order
do.
situated in these
Bow, bow,
platforms with
bow,
the law and order
bow.
bills. They got to start going forward and start making sense and not just being an open panel with a lot of opinionated statements because in law,
Right.
opinions don't matter.
facts.
You know.
You just cut out there a little bit, brother, but I think you said in law opinions don't hold any ground or something to that
Oh yeah,
notion.
that's all yeah, and right there. I mean, like that's just that's 100%. And is a lot of people, a lot of our people are stuck in still opinion, feeling that our opinions matter, and when we standing in law, it's very different.
Well, yeah, to that notion, I agree. I agree. And then, but to that point, like the courts and the law, it's all, and they realize that it's a verbal game, and what you can prove, right? Because even though the defendant, I mean the prosec like the what is it, the solicitor and stuff like that, they might feel inside that their client has done something wrong, but they're gonna argue the point as much as they can to
Right.
like
That's called
different
defense,
points.
right?
Yeah, it's a weird one, eh?
Yeah, that's what they
Uh,
call it, defense. See, the thing is, I tell people, man, if you ever slandered, defamed, or any malpractice by any people with license, like a cop or anything, treat you wrong, you have a discriminatory, a goddamn lawsuit, pretty much, on your hands. And the thing is, you go and sue these motherfuckers, guess what? It's harder for them to prove you wrong. So that's why they get a defense system. They get two or
mm,
three attorneys as to defend their corporation or whatever in their defense. And the shit is not bulletproof. That's why when
right.
you go and declare who you are and make your national stance and correct your status, it's not an opinion.
Yep. And you'll never see like that's a fact, but it's not bulletproof because you always often see times where they settle out of court when that's the instance where they know they're in the wrong. If it
Oh
goes
yeah,
to the
fuck
court,
yeah.
it's gonna be highlighted in media, and that's another thing. It's not never highlighted in media when they settle out of court. So people got to, and they do that purposely because it drives the notion that what they're doing is correct and what they're doing is like the utmost proper thing to do, and it's so
You
not.
know what? You're a
So
little
not.
older, so you remember back when Clinton passed that law to where malpractice lawsuits couldn't exceed past 250,000. Remember back in the 90s, or was it the early 2000s? He
Uh,
passed a lawsuit to where malpractice lawsuits couldn't exceed 250 grand.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. Because motherfuckers are getting burnt with coffee, getting $2 million settlements.
Yeah. And then another point to that same notion is like, that 250 grand or whatever it is will be a drop in the ocean to a corporation when they pay fines, they do the wrong thing, they pay like $1 million fine. It's a lot of money to a lot of people, but to them that's nothing. So if a person like us got $1 million fine, that'll put us out, put us bankrupt, sort of thing. But
Hey,
they
peep
pay
this.
these fines and it's nothing.
Peep this. Have anybody ever thought about going and putting a bond on top of the motherfucking situation? Hmm. This is how deep this game goes. Like a lawsuit, if you're suing somebody, go and put a bond on top of that lawsuit. There's no wiggling way out for them. You might pay 150, $250 for that bond. You can get $1 million bond. You
Can you
see this?
explain that to me? I don't understand what you're saying. Like, so explain
Okay.
that a little bit. Yeah.
Are you familiar with bonds?
Not really. I'm in Australia. We might have a bit of a different system, but is that like
Oh,
the bail? Is that like a bail? Like
yeah, a bail bond.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See,
Okay. Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, 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 yep. And so, or even a trust or a surety. A surety. You
Yep.
familiar with
Okay. I
surety
know what
bond?
that is. Yep. 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 Yep.
Yep. So these situations, when you say surety, as if can I trust you for sure or not? So that bond is that trust bond or that surety, kind of like security. I'm trusting your word, right? So
Right.
we play
Yep.
with these power of the words because my surety bond worth $1 million, I just paid $250 for to protect my lawsuit or whatever. My trust is worth $1 million, but I'm only earning it for $250. You see how these words like play so many powerful methods,
Yes.
and it's actually like a remedy. So it's like, man, this law stuff needs to be opened up and brought to our people. Even if they're not going to research it and study it, we gotta bring it to the table. Getting your
Mm.
status corrected, owning yourself, trademarking, service marking your all caps name after you put a 4-star general power of attorney on your. Hey, we got a motherfucking goddamn vet on the motherfucking goddamn panel. He know what a motherfucking 4-star general is.
Mm.
Yes, sir, I do.
To the, to that point, I'm wondering. I'm thinking like, okay, I understand all those, the like the natural man and all this, or not completely understand it, but I've seen things. So I'm wondering, like, if we take that instance, say now, like 3 decades into my life, is it still gonna like, how can we null and void all the shit that we did prior? Because that's gonna say, look, we acknowledge the fact that we are these all caps. You know what I'm saying? Like we registered a car 10 years ago or something, or I bought something. So,
See, that's where you take you like for instance, what if you had an account that was created when you was born? It was worth 650,000 to $1 million, right? From the day you're born. It
yeah,
accumulates an interest up to the age of 5 years old, right? Worth about 15 million, 18 million, right? Going up to the age of 18, it's up to a good 30, 50 million plus, depending on if you was into sports when you were young, going into high school, if you volunteer. You notice how these programs, watch how these programs add credit or value to the natural persona, but the all caps name as well. Watch this. You playing sports in junior high for the little local teams for your school. All of these things, these is in your records, right? These records that you volunteered to do. What's that one? Big dog Philly. Where you volunteer in for the military shit in high school. I forgot what it's called. Uh, Damn.
Yeah, I know what you think you're talking about. I'm trying to think
Right.
about it
And
now. Give
so
me a minute.
like here my brother, they got people that like in coming into high school and all that, they start volunteer to just, do little co-ops with the military, learn little service and stuff and try to recruit people for outside of high school that's going to be joining the military. So these are credits and these are values that's added to that certificate of birth, which is connected to the all caps name. So when you're getting to the age of 16, 17, going into the 12th grade, you're playing in sports, you got in a chess club, you over here doing these things, then added so many different values to your estate, your state, your real mind state, the real truth of you. But they calculate that in a value. And so to inherit that, you have to be in correct status. You have to be a natural persona and claim and tell and declare who the fuck you are. These motherfuckers got everybody dead until you claim and you declare that motherfucker, you see me in real persona. And in your declaration, you declare exactly what you want. You can tell the motherfuckers you're God and they cannot deny it. See, this is the problem. People think the government can say no to you. They cannot. They
That's a fact. It could. One thing I
cannot
wanted to
say
ask
fucking
you.
no to you, man.
One thing I wanted
Wait.
to ask you
But
though.
then, unless you're a criminal, though, like if you've been convicted on
No,
a
no
certain,
matter what, you can listen. You can have 10 felonies. You can be a motherfucking ex-murderer. The government cannot say no to you going and declaring your nationality.
oh, okay, right.
Not at all.
Zo, I want to ask you this right quick. I know a lot of people saying that. Well, we know all these laws and stuff was basically made for these pale skins and whatnot too. But one question I wanted to ask. I mean, I already know that most of the police are just nothing but policy holders, and they only that's their only job is to protect the policy, and that's why they say they always see them when you see them walking around with the mayors, the governments, and all the other shit. Like they said, they gotta protect the policy of all that, and like a lot of people still don't believe that that when these people pull you over and stuff like that they're not supposed to, or you're supposed to question, get all the information and ask them to speak to the sheriff and stuff like that too, and you can't be intimidated. You're not supposed to be intimidated by them at all, even the judges and stuff.
I mean, this that's why I kind of like be, kind of belligerent and blunt with law because it's just that bland. It's not additives to it. Like the right to travel, you can download, you can go online and look for the document, the right to travel, and it's in the it's out of the Constitution. It's an amendment. You got the right to travel. See, commercial driving is with a license. So when you have a driver's license, you're in the commercial act. And it's actually, I'm surprised people ain't talked about this yet on the panels. The commercials where you're going to get that $600 back because you had a clean record for the last year without no car accident. None of y'all seen that commercial?
Damn, I don't know. I can't remember.
Man, there's commercials like that all over fucking everywhere. I'll be seeing,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, brother. Yeah,
yeah, you
accident
got a
free.
clean driver record,
Accident
you
is
can go and get
basically
$700 and
it's
shit for
basically
the last.
accident free driving.
Y'all,
Oh, okay,
listen.
yeah.
Accident free
See, what they
driving. That's
listen.
what it is.
About a year and a half ago, I don't know if it was on Ab TV or Ab Power Channel. I had mentioned that. I said, man, do you know that motherfuckers really that have driver's license, they can fucking get paid from the government for having the driver's license. I couldn't, for some reason, I got distracted with land law because a lot of the stuff was going on with people trying to run for patents, and it's deeper than that. So I didn't actually get the codes and dig in to find it, but it's actually in the law. I'm pretty sure to where everybody had driver's license, they should be getting some type of incentive or payment. And I think that's why these insurance companies or whatever is making these commercials to tell you if you had a clean record in the last 12 months, no accidents, no tickets or whatever, speeding tickets, you get this $700. Really, it's probably like 1,200, 3 grand. We never know.
Tell
But
you what,
just to,
I had a clean record in my last life.
but see, if you ain't murder nobody, what is a crime? Unless you just burnt somebody's house down or went and vandalized their car. That's real crime. Crimes like what they call crimes ain't crimes, man. Like getting caught with some smoke
Mm,
before they made it legal and all that shit. That's not a crime. You
facts.
know,
And that's on my record to this day as a 17-year-old. Like in the state I was in, was classified as adult. I couldn't drink alcohol, but I was dobbed in by somebody, and zero point 0.3 of a gram of flour to this day convicted with drug
still
possession.
convicted. Let me
Crazy,
ask you a
man.
question.
Fucking stupid.
Um, in Australia, you guys do have a trademark, um, or a patent, um, company, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Obviously, 'cause
I'm
that's how
pretty
the
sure.
economy
You
runs.
know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
you
yeah,
will, right?
yeah.
When you get a chance, look into trademarking and service marking names and brand names. And see, what we got to realize, that's why our mail comes in that all cap, because that's a brand name. That's like motherfuckers wearing Nike,
Corporate.
people wearing
Yeah.
Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Those are brand names. So
Yep.
when we start rationalizing and know that our all caps name is a brand name to a corporation, that's why these GMCs and Chevys, most of these all cap corporations, pretty much is the same thing that you living with it existing, but you haven't claimed the ownership or the captain of that corporation. So
Right.
it
And to
does
that
exist.
point, oh, sorry. Exactly. Just to add on to that point, it made me think straight up because how they say in law, like corporations, they aren't liable as people. Like those, the people who own the corporation, when something bad happens, the corporation faces charge, uh, but the actual individuals don't. But then the
Right.
mistake, obviously, we make is taking ownership of that liability. That our we
Yep.
don't be the representative of. We can't admit that when they say, you know, and
Mhm.
that's probably
They chopping your phone up, my brother.
needs to
Yep.
be spoken on.
You're right. And I know what you were saying. That's actually, but that's why at these points, man, the limited liabilities, attaching the limited liabilities to a trust, as we was talking about earlier, the trust, right? It's so many steps to doing things, to having things operating in the commercial game, still having that corporation acting with private ownership in the back, but it's a commercial business. That's why when like people go to sue McDonald's and stuff, a lot of times they get a runaround for 2 or 3 years and never find an owner, because it's attached to so many different things before it gets to the McDonald's that you drive up to get your food. And so when I was studying land law, that's what brought, to my forefront of how a lot of these people that's buying these land and building corporation companies on them, they're already owning the land before they go and put the business on it. And so what they're doing is, by the time the business come, they're buying that business corporation name or whatever with the trust, and not out of their pocket, or you see what I'm saying? So even the cars, the homes, that all that shit is attached to a trust somewhere, way up above the corporation and the presidents, the seniors, all of that shit. But this is the law of commerce, law of, legality, contract law. All of this stuff is all attached somehow, but it has its own branch.
Because let me ask you this question right quick. Even like I remember when they were saying they had these civil rights, and they got that. I know they got the civil rights when they started marching and shit, and that's what classified everybody who used the word black being minorities. And then they broke it down now to where it was spread out to for all different races now, the Chinese and the whites and everybody else too. But like I was like to say, what I'm saying on that part is that they had in the Constitution. I was gonna talk about the slavery shit. How they was basically saying that talking about it was a 400-year slave, but in the Constitution it was basically stated that no whites could own any blacks. So that's why I was like, I tried when I was reading about that shit. I was like, I kind of figured out like, so this whole fucking time, they've been lying about telling you, telling everybody that they've been slaves for 400 something years, and that shit never actually really happened because according to the laws, like I said, no white person could have ownership over anybody, anything that was black.
Facts. And that's why you find cases, you can look up cases up to 1930s, 1940s, especially the one in 1930 something where the colored dude had on that Asian lady. she she went to China, tried to go to through the empire or whatever they call it, business office, whatever, for China to get her immunity and all that to get out of, man. Ain't they denied her? And there was a color brother that owned this Chinese chick. You see what I'm saying? So like when they had brought the slavery whole renaissance, they had to try to cover as much ground as they can. But where they fucked up at is that the people that got here in America that was from that land over there, pale or not, that wrote about here was always ahead of these people that got here and made books for us. So in our eras, from the age of 25 to I would say 52 right now, this big era right now is the biggest awareness era to ever happen in so many years. I would say probably over a good couple hundreds of years. I wouldn't say thousands, but I would say hundreds of years. So our awareness is uniqueness by the power coming back with our information. So touching on stuff like this, like they didn't get here until like 1860, 1880. They wasn't here by the thousand until like 1910 going into 1920s. They were flooding by the thousands then. But the Hispanics and all of them were flooding from the Southwest and all of that into America way before they did. And so it's charts on the shit. You know what I'm saying? But even them being foreign, we got to rationalize and look at what we got to do in this realm of the restart, because when they're looking at this new world order, I hate to say it to people, man, we are the new world order. That's what they fear, the new world order. We gotta
Mm-hmm.
present the new world order. We're the only people that can change the fucking constitution, change anything in that government. And I'm trying to figure out why everybody's arguing, why beefing, why even to the people, these panheads coming around to try to stop us trying to put something together to move all as a conglomerate. You see what I'm saying? It's weird. But it goes to show, if you can do that every day online to come and disturb people that's trying to put something together, then that's how bad your life is in reality. It's outside of this internet shit. You got a fucked up life every day anyway.
Yep, that's a
I
fact.
mean, I don't know. Negative motherfuckers fall asleep negative. They wake up negative. That's just what it is. I was married to one for 16 years. I had to divorce it, especially coming into this information, this law and all this stuff, man. The Most High was like, man, I'm gonna let you stay in that as long as you want. It was torture. I had to get out of it, but that's just what it is, man. We the ones that can correct everything wrong right now, and we should be focusing on how to get into the status situations or the positions to be able to make the decisions for what's finna start coming.
That's a fact. And that's like what you was saying earlier too about the trademarking and shit. Like when you go back, you trademark your name, you
Let
can
me go to
trademark it to,
YouTube
wherever
and
they,
chat.
somebody call your name or like you want a bill collector call you, stuff like that. They put in your information, that's a lawsuit. And just like how they will tell you that, like with these pale faces do, what they as far as doing when they get pulled over by the cops and shit. Another thing that they do is that the reason why the cops treat them with certain respect is they got life insurance on themselves. So anytime if they do something wrong to them, that's a lawsuit. So that they hurt them or whatever, that's a lawsuit because there's even insurance on the cops too. But if our people learn to put insurance on yourself, and a cop do any bodily harm to you, that's a big lawsuit. Even if you had a trust, like if you had a trust fund or whatever too, you can hold them accountable for as long as they detaining you for something. You could tell them that, oh, I'm gonna charge you for each second you got me detained. So if my price is 30,000 or 50,000 per second, you have to pay me that because
Hold,
you breaking
hold
the
on, hold
law.
on. Slam on brakes real quick, right there. We gotta let the people know this is in law what is called. Right there, then I'm gonna let you finish. It's called reservation of rights. When you guys in the back chat, I love you know what I'm saying the gods and the goddess peace. When you guys get a chance, look up reservation of rights. Now go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, like I said, you could just go and then your price forever, how much you want to charge them per second of being detained, and they have to pay that. So these are some things that our people just don't be thinking about when they're always trying to do all this protesting and they marching and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just go and you can even put your own name, start your own insurance company, and do something like that. It's anything. We don't really realizing how we could trademark and start our own. Put everything in our own names for everything, but nobody really sees that. Even when you go on the applications and shit, you don't even have to put. Right, if you put indigenous or aborigine or whatever, you can still put. You can call yourself a god, yellow, black, green, whatever. They gotta respect that. And I lay my plan.
It's fair girl turn to talk.
That's
But
all
no,
right.
that's real spill, man. Like that's real spill, man. It takes people that's willing to step outside the front door, man. Cause like, I mean, anybody, you could be anything you want to be in the world online, man. Just like jail, man. You show up in that motherfucking goddamn pod or cell, whatever. You can be anything you want to be. We got to
Mm,
start putting boots to the ground, and start making it reality,
good
That's
point.
a fact. Hey, I wanted to ask you this year too though. I forgot what they call it. I think it's the OIIMS or some shit like that. How they were saying like how these reserve Indians getting money for being on the land or whatever. So some of them getting paid what 3,000 or 5,000 a month just to be on there. Some type of settlement that they got. But I want to know what they call that again.
And they can call it anything. I've never seen nobody with receipts on that shit.
I got. I
It
want to
always
say
be a
something.
rumor, bro. Like I've actually been to goddamn reservations. I know a lot of motherfuckers that's on the reservation over there in Cali, man. Up there, you know what I'm saying? Out by Fresno and all that shit, bro. They don't get paid from no damn casino and none of this shit, man. Like people be thinking, bro. It's like motherfuckers be on welfare. They get welfare and all that shit too.
Let me say this. Like I'm thinking, like how you just saying before. You gotta. It's like it's a lot of things. I don't have all the answers anyway. We got putting things into action, putting things into play, getting it going. And I think on that point, a lot of people, especially in this time, they're expecting instant gratification and overnight success. Right? They
Hmm.
want the shit to change just like that. They want to become a millionaire, and it really. I've said this a lot too. Like easy come, easy go. So if someone comes fast, you got to expect it to go. So if you build a solid foundation and something strong, and then work to that goal step by step, realistically thinking, you can't go from like a 50 kilo skinny person to being like a 100 kilo buff guy overnight. You got to work at that over, and it's a big process. Keep dedicated to it. So same thing with these goals and what we're trying to achieve in life. It's like it's got to be thought of like that. Can't just be, 'cause you see it and it's out there. The distraction is on the internet. It's there, and in some cases it might happen, but that overnight success. But we're not seeing the other side of the coin either. The hard work that they put in to do what they went through before that, and those cases are very minimal. I
Mm.
think you got to be, yeah, like pushing forward that today. And how you were saying before, it's more about content, like because I do find that people just come online and then they vent. They're venting issues, they're pointing judgment. It's not really like, it's easy to point the finger, lay blame rather than be the change that you want to be and recognize the problems that issues that
Right.
we've got personally. Uh, so, it's just like it's pretty upsetting and sad to see that. Like that's what it is. People just get on and just be distracted and then argumentative just for the sake of it. When in reality, they've come home from a day where like maybe nobody's listened to them, and they've just been taking orders all day or something. I don't know the situation, but yeah, that's definitely a realistic thing. If you want the proper change to come, shit, hey, you got to take it all into perspective. And as I said, I don't have all the answers, and I don't think I said this before too. You can't come up with the answer like in one stream, let alone one sentence. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like, yeah,
That's
and the
why
truth's
me,
different
me
for everybody.
personally,
Bro.
I'm the same way, man. I pretty much explain to people. I come to share information. That's all I do. You know what I'm saying? I come to share information. If people hear it, that's great. If people don't, oh well. I'll be back to do it again. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a flyer. You know those club flyers that you get on your car when you come from the club. It's another party going on. You get those flyers on your windows and doors. That's my words.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
think
information.
that's a good thing too. Like you say, you'll be back because what is it? What are you trying to achieve? Like you're doing what you do in your life for yourself for the best, right? Are you coming online and
Hmm.
expressing your thoughts for somebody else to maybe try and resonate with or grasp something out of? That's great.
Hmm.
Now, see, for others who are coming to try and attain a change from just listening to somebody else's perspective, you're gonna be pretty hard done by. Like, you need to make that for yourself.
Right.
Do that action yourself. It's all about your perspective.
Because individually, everybody on here, as a God being, has your own world in reality. All of us have our own world and our own reality outside of this. But at some point, our own realities even tend to link with the same oppression, the same distortion, the same brick wall from position. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the face off, to where they replaced us and put on our shoes and lived in our homes, our greatness. So the ideal thing is to re I wouldn't say re nothing. No, let me take that re away. Put it back into perspective. That's just simpler way to put it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's happening. It's slowly happening. Even the government knowing that the time is up. You know what I'm saying? We got to start standing up and start doing things, meeting at locations and as big groups and really standing on what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? The talk can talk. The talking don't mean anything unless it's actually boots on the ground.
True. That's I was thinking. I actually watched it last night. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it too. There's I mean, you probably heard of him. He's like a motivated speaker. I think he's from Canada. I don't listen too much to it, but it's Jordan Peterson or something. Um, he had coming up last night. I listened to one of his things, and he was really peeved that you're talking to like university students or college students. He's saying, he doesn't understand, and he's really annoyed at protesters, right? He's saying that's the worst thing for lecturers to tell the student to go out there and stand with a sign and yell something out into the world that you think is, bad or evil. When he's saying like, in reality, you should be trying to like, don't before you go and do that, you should be trying to fix the problem you have with your brother for your mother or your sister.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to live your life properly in your family. And I really hit home because if everybody actually does it, then the world will be in more harmony. Things will be in more symphony. People will be in a better place internally. Their vibration will be better. They're not going to be out there trying to fucking yell at people and get angry. You know, maybe more like, I don't know. It's just that's it. I just heard it last night. So what do you guys think about it?
I mean, it's you kind of got to look at it like I wouldn't advise anybody to protest, more like contest or declare. See, the word protest itself, like most of these people that had these protests and all this stuff, Black Lives Matter and all that, these people go to city, get permits,
True.
get licenses.
They're getting funding too. Hey, that's their job, maybe. Yeah,
Yes,
right.
yes, it's a business. So if you're actually trying to do something on correct law standing, you would want to declare. So we was going and doing a declaration walk. Man, that would terrify the shit out of the United States corporation. They were like, what the hell? I mean, what are they declaring?
Right.
Well, yo, hey, call the Secret Service. Maybe they
They're actually doing something. Hey, action time rather than just yelling and
yeah,
whinging.
they're not. They're declaring is totally against what they push. So when you declare, you actually go against what this bullshit system does.
Wow.
Like one of the brothers said earlier, if we just took a day or two off of work, all our people just didn't go to
Yep,
work for a day or two, that should have fucked their head up.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Simple shit like that.
Stop going shopping on Fridays and Saturdays.
There you go.
Everybody, every
Small
city.
shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll shut the businesses will go out of business. Because we fund every corporation that comes to this country, even the car companies. Man. We our wannabe super flex asses spend billions and billions of dollars to
It's in debt.
portray a
Yeah, man. Full
lifestyle that
credit.
we actually are worth and natural, but we're trying to portray it, and it's actually sitting there waiting for you. The shit is sitting there waiting for you. I mean, I, that number is going to continue rising because these corporations and businesses that works under United States government jurisdictions in every city, in every country in America that they call state, the territories, they pay taxes, and them taxes is owed to you. So when you become a state national, you actually can declare and become the state national and start getting your shit together on your status with that. That's where it began. It begins with individual people
Hey,
to
back
become
down the hill,
governing
man.
bodies.
Let's get it.
So this stuff is, man, it's bright and it's not even hitting. See, we thought it was hitting, but I
Hey,
made it.
there ain't too many shooters up here, is it? Y'all can hear me? Microphone.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, you
Hey,
good.
hey, I
But
can't hear really, but hey, hit hit your camera 5 times if I could talk. I don't know, man. I'm impeding myself, and I'm saying the wrong words with that. Let's get it. Hey, what brother said that? Hey, been saying, hey, we just need to do nothing, huh? Do nothing and spend nothing. But all of a sudden now, that's the thing. That should have been the thing about 2 years ago. But those that got everything is they willing to support those that's is that those that have everything willing to dispute like somebody around you that's working hard. You willing to pay for that whole day. Those that have everything, huh? Some ain't been working for damn near 50 years and shit. So it's easy to say that, and I ain't just saying that, but want to see more solution based. Hey, we should do nothing on our own account, huh? Huh? Who's going to step up and put boots to the ground or take work boots off, take church boots off, school shoes? That's y'all main critiques. But take them work boots off, huh? Take them spending boots off, huh? Take them NFL and NBA teams off, huh? Stop supporting that. That'll be the main thing, huh? That is the biggest thing next to the hate for the education and all that, huh? What's your favorite slave team, huh? That you masquerade around and mythologically love that mascot of your favorite team. And I'll shut the fuck up, man. Let's get it, man. Hey, bronze, flat motherfucking power, man. Be safe, man, my brother. To the whole chat
Salute,
and to the
Capital.
whole panel. Let's get it, huh?
Yeah, you right though.
And I ain't venting. This ain't no venting one on one, my brother, man. Let's build, huh? Like civilized individuals, mate.
Yeah, I think I said we had plenty of time, to really get on this stuff. But like I said, everybody was just like playing around, with this government shit. And now, you're starting to see how this shit is really like taking its toll. And like I said, you gotta get your shit together.
If California just passed a law to where if you can prove that you have indigenous roots to the land, they're gonna give you your shit back and cut a check. I'm trying to understand what people are missing that's finna start happening.
You talking about when that lady, the one who said she had
Mm-mm.
slaves,
No, no, no,
slaves
no,
in her family.
no, no. It was a couple families. Even me and my uncle, we just had got my aunts, my great aunts, uh, Fannie Mae Stockdale. We got her land back and her house, her bank account, all that. We inherited back. We went to probate court, took them 2.5 years, but we defeated the system, sold the crib, and all 34 of us that went in on the class action won it, and we split the money up, and everybody got paid. Now, what I'm talking about ain't that. I'm talking about where the state of California has just passed a bill and act to restore all of the land to the indigenous Aboriginal American Indian people that can just declare they motherfucking shit. They did this like I think about 7, 8 months ago, right before 2022. I think it's
Like I
going to
said,
end up branching off into other states and picking up the same way. The
mm-hmm.
BIA also is offering land back to restore the land to people that can actually have their shit together as a tribe. Me, I would go as a nation. It's more inheritance as a nation, especially being American Indian nation. See, the thing is, there is no inheritance for the Native American and these fake ass commercial tribes that's actually living in the reservations and getting these Native American IDs. They're listed as white. So when it goes in deeper, you look at why is the American Indian Land Trust still sitting there with 56 point something million acres? Why is the national debt still rising and not ever going backwards? Since I was a kid, and I'm 40 some years old. That's your stash. That's connected to that inheritance in the Constitution.
And then they say they say some of the South Africans are over some of those reserves too.
South Africans over the reserve.
Yeah, this is I don't know if it's some that's in Vegas or something that's in I'm not sure. It might be in Detroit or something, but I think they said they got some of them South Africans that's running some of them reserves.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of reserve you're talking about. Like it's it's a lot of reserves. Like like You got the reservoirs, you got the reservations. I mean, I'm trying to
Yeah,
understand
that's what
what
I
you
mean. Like
mean,
the
man.
reservations, they over some of them.
I mean, the reservations is just military land. It's just like it's just like fucking gated off communities, and get them pretty much giving them a fake ass thought to believing that they govern themselves and shit. But when you enter the motherfucker, you pass the military. When you coming out of that motherfucker, matter of fact, you can't just go up to that bitch and just go into a motherfucking reservation. It ain't that easy. So it's kind of like a military camp. I mean, ain't no motherfucking autonomous, indigenous, aboriginal American Indians gonna be fucking on a reservation. Mm-mm. That's a prison camp, bro. But
Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
damn, my blunt breaking up and shit. Rolled it too fast.
Hey, so look, we got the brother Lloyd on the panel.
Peace, peace.
Salute, brothers. I'm trying to get my connection right. Can you guys hear me?
Salute.
Yeah,
Yep.
we can.
Yeah, you
Salute,
good?
Lloyd.
All right, because it keeps on dropping for me from my phone. I might have to switch to my computer. Yeah, I was stationed where you were at, where you were talking about in California up there by Lemoore. Yeah, I
Oh
was
yeah,
stationed
yep,
up
yep.
there, man. I had to go over there to the reservation, man, and look for a teenage girl that was kidnapped and shit. And
Hold
we
on,
didn't
hold on.
find her.
Well, I was gonna say, what year was you serving at the time?
All right, so it was like 2000. I was over there at 1999 to 2003. Yeah,
2003. Okay, that was
yeah.
before
So
I even got there. I got there in 2009. That's why I was wondering because when we got there, it was a lot of chaos still going fucking on them. Goddamn, the military bases be fucking wild, bro. The bitches be crazy.
see, this is what I'm talking about. I just got kicked off again. Shit.
No, we can hear you.
My bad, brothers. I gotta find another way to do this because I keep getting booted. So I'm gonna back out and try to go on my computer. Sorry about that, bro.
All right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but I,
man, this
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, but yeah, I want to go back to like what I was asking you though earlier because it was like, so I knew this one guy that she was telling me that her mom and dad, well, her mom married her dad that was in his tribe. I think the Iroquois or whatever. But she said, they had offered her mom. I think she said it was like almost 5,000 a month for each child, and to build her a house. But she told them that she said, she didn't want to fuck with that shit because she felt like, that was a way of just telling her, basically saying that I'm selling my children off to the government and shit like that. And she said now that she's 31 years old, and she still she'll still tell those people that she's not dealing with that either. So she put all her children, she put them in with a trust fund and stuff like that. But I just wanted to say, that's what I was trying to ask you about earlier about that settlement. I think they said some of those tribes did, and that's why they had
hey
a lot of
man,
those $5 ones sitting on there getting like they were saying like some of them getting like 3 to 5,000 or 8,000 a month or some shit like that.
hell no. Hey, matter of fact, we gonna pull it up and play a couple videos, man. They got videos of the life and the drug pandemics on the fucking Native American reservations. We finna show some video, and they short videos too. We ain't even gotta play no 30-minute videos. We can show 9, 12-minute videos, and it's just gonna show you if these motherfuckers getting $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Yeah, watch. Go ahead and pull that shit up. You can YouTube that shit real quick. It's so easy.
Hey, I
Native
know one
American.
thing for sure, real quick. They settled the settlement for a nice amount of money against the pharmaceutical companies. I know that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it be the corporation, the pretty much the white people that created these fake ass Hispanic Native American tribes and shit. Them the ones get the money. The people down to the normal people, they don't get none of that damn money. Just like the bailouts and shit back in 2012 to 2016, billions and billions of dollars funneled right in front of our face, and none of us got $10 of it. See, this is the problem. This is what I'm pointing out because we're not in governing stance and goddamn at these motherfucking meetings. They're trying to pass these shits. Like we can turn all the tables over, straight up. Like it was a fucking tribe about 2 or 3 years ago down there in Georgia. Unfederally recognized, none of that shit. All white people when they got $350 million a grant.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, like they didn't even have they not recognized. They didn't do all of that extra shit, which we would do, but they still getting $350 million grants. Guess what? You satisfy that grant, you can get another one, almost double. You fuck around, put 200,000 or 200 million into a competition grant to where you get 200 million to compete, and if you win it, then you get the four. See, this is the whole law game that we excluded ourselves from. We got to get back into.
Yeah, brother, right, man. Uh, you don't have to be federally recognized in order to start your own tribal
Nation.
government, your tribal government, because right there on the IRS, it tells you when you get ready to apply for your EIN number, they give you the option to apply for a tribal government uh,
Mm-hmm.
freaking EIN, and then you just all you have to do once you've been accepted by the federal government is to apply to the state because damn near all of these tribes, bro, are fake. All of them. I don't care
All of
which
them.
one it is. Cherokee,
Mm-hmm.
Choctaw. I'm sorry, there's a lot of people that don't like me because I be
Seminole,
telling them that. But
Kawatanga, Dudadas, and all of those are fake. They
yeah,
are
man.
corporation. UCCs of a business, like a religion business.
Yep.
Not just like an old Nike and Timberland, no, like a religion business.
Yeah, I started one of those myself. I started a few
Yeah.
of those just to see exactly how far you can go, and it's not that hard if you got
So,
people that know what
ooh,
they're doing.
loyal.
Yeah.
So you would be familiar with me saying this then. They're doing this shit under ecclesiastical law.
Oh, all of it is. All of it's under Christian Judea.
Yo, I can fuck with you. I'm gonna have to talk to you, yo.
All of this
See,
stuff is
most
under
people don't know
Christian
this word, that
Judea.
word right there.
All of it's under the Christian Judea system, and they're actually doing it. The reason why they're doing it is because when most of these colonizers came here, they were coming here running from religious persecution. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
easiest way to assimilate them into our society. And the biggest thing that was done to us was to get us to forget that we actually created the entire system. That's what
Yep.
that's the biggest thing they got us to do. And it
Yep.
wasn't white people that did it. It was
No.
our own people that persuaded us to think that the system was being ran by somebody other than us.
Somebody else. Yep.
The
And it,
true
it didn't
American.
even mention color. It had nothing to do with color at the time.
No, I didn't, because they realized that since the colonizers were able to come here and set up shop the way they did, because all of this land that was considered Indian territory was actually American territory. That's
Yep.
the land that people flee to when they didn't want to deal with the laws and regulations of the states. That's why people say I'm going into the woods, I'm going up in the mountains and shit, because that's all American territory. That's all proper public land, and anybody can use it. Anybody can set up shop on it. All they got to do is just show that they're capable of living out there and taking care of
I'm
themselves.
surviving. Yep.
Exactly. You can't be out there and dying and starving and shit. Then they got to come and heal your ass out. That's money that they got to lose.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to go out there and set up shop, build your own shit.
Hey, pretty much, it's cheaper to arrest your ass and remove you.
Yep, it is, bro. Than it is to rescue your ass every 30 days.
Like I said, I'm just blunt with law. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know that much law because the thing is that law enforcement is not taught law. Law enforcement is taught rules and regulations. What do they call it? Mandates, statutes, and shit like that. The real law is supposed to be enforced by the people,
right?
Not by law enforcement.
It's people's law.
Exactly.
Common sense, common law.
Because that's what protects you against us. You know what I'm saying? That's what protects the common folk against law enforcement. When the law enforcement comes on your property and you want them to stop right there, you need to be able to quote the statute that holds them at bay, and then also the federally recognized constitutionally protected law as well. You need to be able to know both of those in order to stop them in their tracks when they come on your property.
I'm gonna speak on this. The CON, the Confederate. Then you got the COM, the Confederate. The Confederate.
But they've been playing these word games on us forever.
Hold on, Loyal.
Go ahead.
This is where the face-off happened. Like that movie with Jonathan Travolta and what's his name? Some Nicholas. Jack Nicholas. No, not Jack Nicholas. Forget his name.
I know what you're talking about.
Right. But anyway, now the COM being changed to a CON is a totally different word. See, because you got a community federation and then you got a conning federation.
Okay, so
right. When you see the COM, that's what the Chickamauga flag and all of that. That was a community. That's like a Confederate COM.
Okay, so
now they changed.
What's the name of the Confederates flag? What's the name of it? It's not called the Confederate flag.
No. That I'm saying they call it the CON flag.
Either one of those, they have a flag that's called a specific name. And we don't know that what that flag is the beginning. That's the new, that was the original American flag that was flown for the colonies that were trying to establish themselves here. Before they got here, we didn't have flags. Flags were what we call foundations. We had flag stones, and the flag stones were in the locations where we created the most energy. And those flag stones were usually at the Capitol. If you go to a Capitol building and you ask them, can you see the flagstone? They'll have to take you down in the basement to show it to you. Because that stone has some significance. That's the flagstone. Yeah.
We did have flags, brother. We had shield. Listen, hold on. Because you said you don't know too much law. I'm gonna just break it open to you.
Okay,
now, the flag represents people, nation. The shield, the coat of arms, all of these are tagged together. So us being the royal people which created all kings and queens and emperors and empresses and all of this God being out of this country, that's where it come from. So like if you, I don't know what your last name is, but you look up your last names. You look up your last names in coat of arms, and more than likely you'll find a coat of arms to match your last name, my brother. So,
but that right there is all corporate, though. If you look at it,
who do you think created the corporate?
Huh?
Who do you think created all of this commerce and bartering and trade?
You're right. We did, but
we did.
But what that did, what that established is a way for other people to join our system, because you can't join as a natural person. You have to join as a fictitious person, because somebody has to have ownership of that person. And that's how a lot of the names and stuff came about. It wasn't because they had royal blood or they had some type of significance. It was because they wanted to be established inside of the system. And the
That's
system was
that's
being
that's
ran like a
in law. That's not what happened in law, as far as them being able to pretend that they're in political position of today. Are you familiar with Naturalization Act?
yeah. I'm familiar with
Okay,
that too. I'm familiar with the Indian Reconstruction Act. I'm familiar with a bunch of
okay.
those.
Hold on. We gonna stay on that Naturalization Act.
All
Now
right.
you got to realize what that Naturalization Act means, even to the colored foreigners that came into America. In that Naturalization Act, it mentions those foreigners, colored, yellow, pale, no matter what, Chinese, all that shit. Those people were considered what in that Naturalization Act?
They were considered foreigners.
No, they were considered alien.
Well, ain't that the same thing? I mean,
No, 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 no. You're alien to a new land, my brother. So you're not natural to this land. So in order for you to even act in this world of commerce in this land, you have to become naturalized because you're alien. So
okay.
the word foreign, listen, you can use the word foreign. That word foreign can mean somebody from Texas to Michigan.
Okay.
But
So
what I'm saying in reality and law,
I'm not disagreeing with you. What I am saying is that uh, the actual process of bringing these people in to this country was giving them an alias, regardless of what their name was. They were receiving a certain type of alias. That alias is what they operated under, and that's why they were considered alien, because when they came here, they couldn't use the credentials of wherever they came from. They had to have new credentials. So that's why the Naturalization Act was put into place, allowing them to be streamlined into the system without having to go.
a lawyer, let me ask you a question. When do
Yeah,
you think the paleface got into position in the government?
they never did.
Okay. When do you think they started playing or acting in position of the government?
When we wanted to stop acting like that.
No, come on, man. Let's just be blunt. I mean, I'm asking you
Okay,
a
so
question to see
so I'm gonna tell you
where
right now.
you at. Okay, when do you believe that the paleface arrived in America?
I believe they arrived in America around about 900, year 900, and when they
What?
came here, they yeah. This is my own thing. I'm not talking about somebody else's information. I think when they came here in the year 900, right? What they
900.
discovered was, and it wasn't just here. When they got here, period, on both of those continents, meaning that when they got to Eurasia and when they got here, because they didn't come here from Europe, they came here from outside of this realm, meaning that it took them 40 years to get here, and when they came here, they were being pursued, and they were being pursued by the same people they had war with right now. And then when they came here, they were trying to weaponize us to use us as allies against them. Now, when they came and they assimilated into our government and into our peoples, that was all a natural thing, because they weren't the only ones that came here that did that, and they
Hold
were
on. How could you say assimilation is natural?
because the assimilation is this right here. If they didn't have the Naturalization Act, they would have to go through the process of becoming a family member in order to get to be part of our society. Because the
Okay.
only way you can either come in,
That's a whole lot of theorizing, bro. The paleface
how does it?
wasn't the
No,
paleface wasn't in America until late 1800s, my brother.
okay,
Um, I mean,
okay.
I mean, they wrote books about them coming here as orphans and shit. I mean, a person gonna argue with the own paleface people writing this shit back in the early 1900s and late 1800s. Even the book called White Cargo. I mean, like it's all kind of shit around, bro.
I understand
So
what you're saying, But what
No,
I'm
no, hold on. Let me finish. I just gave you about 5 minutes. Let me just go and spill this because that was a lot, and is like that's your truths. But in law and what you can actually go and find and what's documented, it's a lot different than what you just spilled. You see what I'm saying? So as far as like when it comes to dealing with the law, to this day, you go up to an Arab, you go up to a Chinese, most of these motherfuckers that actually have any citizenship in the United States, these motherfuckers got an English name. So
ain't that
why is
a
it, hold on, why is it that the English name is still keeping them here in this land, even to the Mustafas and all of them that, the high yellow Moroccan Arab looking off.
The
See,
reason why
that's
they
what
can
I'm saying.
stay here is because that's a oath or a bond, just like being married into a family. They
Have you
that
ever heard of the $5 Indian?
that you know what the $5 Indian thing is, and this is probably going to make a lot of people get up in arms. It was actually us. That was us trying to.
Wrong,
Yes, that was us
wrong,
trying to buy into.
wrong, bro. Wrong, bro. That's
Okay,
totally fucking wrong. That's totally fucking backwards. I'm like, when you said that they arrived here in 900, I'm like, 900 what?
the year 900, just like we have
No,
the year.
first of all, listen. First of all, you gotta go and look back at the I 400s, the J 500s, the J 600s, bro. See, you didn't even mention the I and the J. So your studies is off of book theory and is way left field.
I told you, bro. This I'm not reading this from somebody else. I said this is my theory.
Okay, that's your theory, right? Okay,
But
but
can I
okay,
finish?
so back to what's in reality and law. What we created here and had here. All the Roman rule come out of this country. So back into what in you can go and find in documents. From the 1800s.
You can find it in
Um,
documents what I'm talking about, but
where
you can find it in documents about Christopher Columbus that they actually came here in 900.
Christopher Columbus didn't exist.
Hey, I know that. Hey, and I got a whole spill on that too.
So how you gonna use him as a source?
Most of your documentation that we're receiving today is all based off of that theology, bro. That's
No,
the
it's not.
even the laws are based off of that theology. They're
You're totally wrong, bro.
okay.
You're totally wrong, and I'm gonna just say it. Like you're
Disagree.
totally wrong. How would do? Hold on. Would do a comic book character that's created as a myth have to do with making a law exist in a country that already have rulership over the other countries that's trying to come and raid it?
Because the Naturalization Act was because of the removal of a large number of people being pushed to another continent, and that was
No,
Columbus people.
no,
Yes,
no, 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 no,
The
bro.
Jews were.
Bro, you didn't even know the word alien was in the Naturalization Act, and you're trying to teach me about it.
I'm not arguing with you, man. I'm not.
No, you're going left field again. I'm trying to tell. I just taught you about the alien. The word alien is in it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to calm you down because I know everything about it. And you're trying to teach me about it, like, and you just
No, I'm not. I'm not
didn't
trying
know
to teach you
alien was in
anything.
it.
I'm just trying to tell you what I know. Can I do that? And if
I
you
mean
disagree,
that.
if you disagree with it, that's fine. I have no
No, no,
problem.
we're sticking with law here, bro. We're not going with a personal opinion and theory.
Okay. Let's go ahead and stick with that. I'm not going to tell you anything outside of that.
I mean, law is law. It's it gets niggas in jail. I got people in prison behind this shit. So it's what it is. I mean, it's theorizing with this shit.
Uh, okay. So my entire premise on saying this stuff is not to get a reaction out of you. My entire premise is to tell people this so they can go and look it up. At the same time, I'm not going to tell you something that I don't think is factual. Even though it's my theory, I'm not going to tell you something. So if we're talking about the Naturalization Act, which was put on the books back in the day. All right, I don't know what exact the date was, but when it was put on the books, it was to streamline the process of these individuals that were coming to the country, so they wouldn't have to opt out to marriage into the country, into the
No, that's not what it's
because
about. And if
most
you read
people
it, then you would know that's not
that
what it's about.
okay, if you're gonna let me finish explaining it,
I'm saying, bro, listen. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, bro. This is called Law and Order. If you read the title before you came up here, I don't know who you is, loyal. I know disrespect, but once again, we're on Law and Order, which means that we're trying to stay on what's in law and correct, bro. We're not going with theory and hypothesis and myths, bro.
hey, bro.
You know,
So, do people get married to U.S. citizens and become U.S. citizens through marriage?
you answer that question. I don't deal with citizenship.
Well, that's the law because you're
No, that's
talking
not.
about.
That's a legality, my brother.
Okay, so my bad. Maybe we talking about two different types of laws,
No,
but
no, you're talking
there's
family law.
multiple.
You're talking family law, my dude. That's
Okay,
called
so
family law.
that's what I'm saying. You
Okay,
don't.
or civil. That's civil matters.
Hey, if you don't have someone that's already a citizen and you don't get married to them, then you have to go through the naturalization process. Because
Mm,
I know a lot of military members that went overseas, got married to their wives, and when they got PCS back to the United States, their wives were allowed to come with them. Now, if they had kids and they had relatives, they weren't allowed to come until they go through the naturalization process. Now,
no,
when
even the ones in the military had to do a naturalization act form, bro. They had to fill it out. They had to be cleared. Matter of fact, it didn't just happen over. It just didn't happen overnight, bro. It took a process.
yeah,
A
I know that.
process. I'm talking like 3 to 6 months. It wasn't nothing fast. So that was a naturalization act process, bro.
Bro, I'm not saying that it doesn't take time. They had to get married. She had to get her marriage certificate. She had to get her birth certificate. She had to get into DEERS. The DEERS enrollment process is what you're talking about when it comes to
No, you're
marriage in
helping.
the
You're
military.
helping what I'm saying.
The
Keep going.
naturalization process only applies to foreigners that are going through the system outside of the natural process of being married into the family. That's
No,
why it goes
anybody become a United States citizen will have to go through a naturalization act. Any foreigner that becomes a United States citizen will have to go through the Naturalization Act, my brother. You need to read that thing. It's
Oh,
what it is. It says what it is, bro. It's a law, and it's belligerent. It's not me saying it is what that thing says.
okay. So, an act is a law.
Huh?
An act isn't a law.
Of course not. It's an act. It's like like
So,
fucking
the
uh
process of
Tom
going,
Hanks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Queen Latifah.
the process, the process of the marriage and enrolling into the DEERS program is the process that the military members had to do. They didn't have to take them to the immigration office and apply for their citizenship. All they did was they were giving a identification through the military, and that's what they used as their passport to get back into the states, just like military members do. Military members don't have to have passports. All they got to do is have that Geneva Convention identification card when they come back to the states. And if they have family members that have that same ID, they're excused from going through the immigration process. That's why I said that the naturalization process is a stage that it streamlines these guys into the system, because originally they would have to have some type of ties to this land, and it usually went through marriage. And that's law too as well, bro. The marriage is a law because it's not only is it an oath, it's a process, it's an administrative process that's being documented by your county assessor of the land. And the
Have you
county,
ever been married?
say again,
Are you married?
yeah,
Oh, have you ever been divorced?
no.
Oh, okay. So marriage is a commercial act.
It's part of a commercial act. Yeah.
No, that is what it is, bro. You get a license for it.
No, it's not. Because if that's the
Oh
case,
my God, dude.
then
Damn.
if marriage
Look,
is
hey, hold on. Now we were building in the direction of our group of people. And like the information you spilling, I no disrespect. I don't think it's for this bill right here because we were going in the direction of talking about how to free in our people, getting their status corrected and all this. You're talking about some
okay, well,
foreigners and
I'll just go ahead and leave then because
that's not even that's not even the concern, honestly. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you can stay in on the build and we can talk about how and correcting status and getting our people to know how to know what land law is, the processes of getting the land back, even the
nah,
unclaimed
it's
land
fine.
that's abandoned
It's
right
fine,
now.
bro. It's
You
fine.
know.
I'm not gonna take up your time. Uh, hey, I appreciate you letting me on, Bronze. Hey, you gentlemen have a good night.
All right, you too, my dude. But
Yeah, Grand Rising, everybody.
like back to the bill. We got to get back to studying into these land laws. Like a lot of civil matters and stuff like that. That's jurisdiction. We're not trying to deal with that.
Right.
I mean, I understand. How he was building. Respect due to him. It's just it was going a different direction to what we was talking about. What's his name jumped up here, man, and distracted us. Then jumped out of here. Where he go? Bro.
Who who lawyer?
1-on-1. Did 1-on-1 jump in? Did you? Yeah, man. Gotta run up now.
It was another question I wanted to ask too, because damn, I'm trying to think of this shit.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it.
Oh man, you forgot it already, B?
Oh yeah. So I think another thing I wanted was saying was that when they created this so-called welfare system and shit, and we already know it was for majority for the pale skins, but if you think about it, when I was speaking about how they did this, how they had the so-called slavery bullshit, they said, but they said that they was allegedly said that they had over 100 years of thinking that they had owned the black slaves or whatever. But how could they have owned anything when these motherfuckers was just brought over here and was fucking broke?
Oh man, shit. I don't know if it was the Black Panthers or the Green Beret. They started the warfare shit for the projects. Trying to think which one was it. I think it might have been the Black Panthers in Chicago. It was a neighborhood thing for the single parents and shit. You know what I'm saying? That was raising kids and shit. And the father's off in prison or something. Motherfuckers seen that the shit was active and working and shit. They got themselves involved and slithered their way to remove everybody from controlling the shit. A lot of times, man, we got to remember that our people would sell out. Not saying like selling out as far as being a fucking Sambo. I'm talking about they would be already wanting to retire out of business and they'd end up selling their business because they, in age about 60, 70, they ready to retire and everything. So they find a way to be able to sell their business and not knowing that these pill face gonna end up turning that into a multi-million-dollar situation. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people got to look at that as well. A lot of people is living in the countries. You know what I'm saying? They being visited by family members from the cities, they want to go back to the cities with them and have fun too. So a lot of land was goddamn, just left there, and goddamn, there's still a lot of abandoned land sitting around right now.
Yeah, because the crazy thing about it is, you for our people that still sending their children to them prison schools and shit. But I heard they said they took those. The reason why they took most of those the history books out because they said they felt like that it was too much pressure and made those pale skinned children feel some type of way, because of the history and shit.
Right, right.
So they burnt. I remember they said when they burnt all those books up with all the history and shit. I think they did that shit like when in the 70s or the 80s or some shit like that.
Man, they they see the thing is, man, you can a liar be trustworthy? That's what you ask yourself.
Right.
It's kind of like it's almost dumbfounded to say it that way, but then we got to look at it in a broad view for everybody. Can a liar be trusted? So if these motherfuckers practicing lied for the last 30, 40 years, why all of a sudden would they become some honest Tom Joe and shit?
Exactly.
So it's all about, man, what we can do now. It's all about how we go ahead and put the systematic government back in order, because, man, think about it. I don't know if anybody know what the government has planned in the next 12 months. I don't think the government know. Think about it.
Well, I mean, I might even go and say this too. They took that when they sent that the reason why they had the gas prices so high too is because remember they gave all those was the UK people that $12 billion. So they got to incorporate some type of way of trying to get those funds back. This is why they're raising the prices up on that shit. But then it's like people don't even realize that we've been having oil in our backyards since forever. So you know what I'm saying? It's like the government, they know that I think they know that we on their ass and we know what they're trying to do. But I just think right now is that they just I don't know. I think they just kind of like they trying to squirm their way around, but too many people is catching on to all the shit that they're doing. Like we got
Right.
the age, the internet is just like exposing every fucking thing.
Man, all these platforms, man, especially if they on to speaking truth, man, is distorting the vibration, the kilohertz, the megawatts, the terabyte recording is distorting all that shit. The flag system, like these what we talking on now has a flag system. You know what I'm saying? So, saying certain words, you know what I'm saying, mess around and this video won't go up. It's just like when you're about to leave LA and fly back to New York, you got the people with the flags out there, what I'm saying, directing traffic. Too many
Yep.
internet systems. They got too many people going through there. They need flags to know how to direct traffic. So even internet has traffic sites. So, man,
But
yeah,
but I also believe how they said they brought all these people over here because, like, if you think about it, they bringing like all these people that's neo Nazis and shit. And you already got these Arabs here, so they're really trying to start like a whole war, right on this land and shit, right under everybody's nose. But you know, even like you got Putin and shit, and I even heard that he went, he went and took everything that was American based over there, and he put his name and shit over it, and got rid of all the different companies and shit. But if you break down, but like if you break down his name, Putin actually means shit.
It means farting. Man, who did that? Oh man, that was him pooping.
Yeah, but I find it so funny though, cause it's like, you got these two pale skins fighting against each other. But the thing I keep laughing at is these motherfuckers is fighting over land that's not even theirs.
I mean, shit. You got kids that get mad at the teacher and go and kill 15 students. We be thinking like we be hearing other motherfucking like suicide bombers and shit, man. Y'all face is sicker than them.
Yeah,
So in reality, it's nothing you can not expect, man. Like you can go and pull up a video with, you know, um, cracker chicks eating shit or some, just anything, bro. And it's there. It's crazy, man. Like I really look at them as a different species, man. Just period, That's just me. Like I tell my girl, like, everybody on the planet has a prejudice. And if they don't admit that they have a prejudice, then offer it that proves it right there.
yep.
Yeah. Everybody has a prejudice. Let me see what's in the chat, yo. Peace to the chat, yo. Peace, Mama Bear. Smoke signal with peace. Quinn, what's up, Puzzle Sean? See you. Yeah, man. But then we gotta start formulating these law and orders again, man, and start getting this information together for people to get their goddamn stands together, make their correct status.
Yep. Yeah, like I
That's
see right now, I think what I think from what I know is that the reason a lot of this stuff is going on is you know, and it's gonna come down to the point of you know having your status regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be it's not about the race thing, all that shit, but it really
mm-mm.
is mostly gonna be about when all the smoke clears is what is your status?
Yep. Who are you?
Yep.
What nation? Well, that's important right now. Knowing who are you, what nation you from, where do you connect to the land, and how, and having that information on hand.
Hmm.
That's serious.
I honestly really think you should really just be able to just take back your land without even have to go through all that other shit. But the way they set this shit up, it's just been bullshit. And just how they did the shit with the birth certificates and shit like that, and legal documents and stuff. So they just like I said, they just try to put all this shit on us to make us go do all this homework and shit to get everything back.
But think about it. They rather have you go to their schools to teach you opposite of what we relearning right now. And if we were learning this in the temples from kids coming up to teenage, what we're speaking on now, then by the age of 18, we will be inheriting all of our estate, which is the account and all of that.
And I think he
So,
said like a while back, he was even saying like most of these schools, like these Indian schools or some shit, that was really what like some of the original schools that was teaching, and then like I said, they just took over and changed all the shit up.
yeah. I mean, most of them was like, copper color schools, man, filled with our people in them. That's why a lot of records say they was able to read and write and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it was highly, you know what I'm saying, you know, taught. And these people don't want you to know that till people was able to do all of this and run businesses. Like I got records on so much stuff, man. Like you seen, but like out of anybody, you, Sean, you know, a couple other the brothers, man, y'all seen my records, man. Like my family, man, was crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a good position, you know what I'm saying? And all of that with people be talking like them panheads be talking like you can't say that to me. I'll tear your ass up. I'll put records out and this from the National Archives or anywhere you wanted to pull them, they there. You know what I'm saying? I got the pictures of them. Like, you know, it's like real, man. And we just can't continue like feeding into the chaotic mind states of being distorted on what our whole purpose is of learning this stuff is to getting our ancestors' estate back and to being able to inherit it ourselves and being the natural persona to be the gods of ourself being in our own form, living off the land that we inherit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just so many ways to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's a fact. And I even learned like the shit, like how you were saying, like even people have these bills and shit comes, being sent to you and shit. And another way to do it is that when they send something to you, you can just do like return to sender or some type of shit, or you be like, you don't even have to necessarily put your whole name. Like if you call me and tell me, you don't have to recognize the saying that's my name or this and that.
Yeah. I mean, when you think of what infringement is, like for the people that might not be familiar, the word infringement is as if like you trademark, service mark your all caps name and your autograph, and somebody just going to use it. That's infringement. You know what I'm saying? That's a infringement of copyright, and that's a major lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying when you in a position of being in private status and owning up to self and own yourself, own that all caps corporation, you become full goddamn grantor authorization or whatever you want to call yourself, and put a bond on that shit, connect everything to whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Because from here now, we all in the business realm. No matter how we like it, we're in the business realm. You know what I'm saying? So everything we do, we gotta look at it as handling business.
Yeah.
When people want to inherit, okay, what's the plan? For everybody in the chat right now got 1,000 acres. The government just gave you 1,000 acres. What is the next plan? What is you gonna do? What's the how are you gonna sustain it? See, these are the things we gotta also start planning on too. It's kind of like I was all most of the people I know that didn't even finish high school, multimillionaires. They always say, man, you got to get up and walk out the front door and start having just plans. You got to put it in motion.
Fact. Like I said, most people don't even realize that they don't even have a plan B or C or some shit like that. So like they don't even know what to do. They lose their power. They don't even know how to do fucking solar panels. They don't even know how to dig under the ground for wells and shit like that. They just don't know none of this shit. And it's just like when we got to dependence on the system and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Do, do you know? Do you know most people that become fortunate and successful, they practice the shit? Our people need to start practicing being successful and fortunate. It'll come to you because practice make perfect. The more you practice on being fortunate and
mm-hmm.
knowing that's what's going to be for you, the more that it just draws to you. The laws of attraction. You know, That's deep, cuz.
Yep. Shit, that's the key to it right there.
Yeah, but I didn't know how long you wanted to go in on the build. You know what I'm saying? I figured we try to do a nice two. You know what I'm saying? What you think?
Yeah, shit. I think that's almost 2 hours with it is good and shit like that to go into it.
Yeah. So one of the key things for people to look at out of all of this conversation on this bill, look up reservation of rights. Reservation of rights.
Cause look, I want to start doing this like on every Thursday, with the law and order shit, and like kind of give people that some homework to come back and see what they think about that shit.
I mean, when I was trying to get you to make this a whole platform, that's what it started off as. But you added it to triggers, and you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Shout out to my trigger niggas. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It was just a class like law and triggers. We talk about crime and shit. But yeah, man, we get back to another motherfucking goddamn law and order motherfucking build. And let me get the feathers up here and shit. We might have to go in. Goddamn, fuck around, find the arrows and shit. Pull the arrows into.
definitely, was definitely. Yeah, so definitely everybody should and do y'all homework on that for next week. Shit, and also another thing is look up them codes and shit too. Definitely look up them codes.
Hell yeah. Stop by the local mom and pop store to pick up some of them turkey knuckles. It's crazy,
Yep.
man. I didn't realize when I got back to Michigan that they got turkey knuckles popping here, bro. Like it's like rib tips.
Yeah,
It's
that's
big as
crazy.
hell here. Bro. Yeah. Michigan had created some shit called turkey knuckles, bro. Like, and this, what it is I guess it's the joint of the turkey knee or some shit around there, and it's got meat on it. But and I don't eat meat, so I was tripping. Like, what? Turkey knuckle? What the fuck? A turkey got a knuckle? With I'm thinking of their feet. Like, ain't no turkey had knuckles. Crazy, man. Our people come up with things, and this is whatever color folk here in the Midwest, they came up with that. They rich by now because there's not nowhere else yet. Well, they didn't start. I think it's this restaurant. Some of the people from Grand Rapids went down to Atlanta, and they got it popping down there a little bit in Atlanta, and they killing it. So don't speak about it. Just do it.
Exactly.
Just do it. Price
I know. Oh,
strawberries and
actually, one more thing,
watermelon.
cuz before you get out, but like we were talking about the that fake ass Louisiana purchase and shit. But if you think about it, like we was talking about, they said Louisiana, from Michigan, Chicago, all that shit kind of like ran through on Louisiana. Is that correct?
Yep. The Grand River, man, is a strong river. It runs from like over there in Ontario, Canada, through Detroit, all the way to Grand Rapids, all the way through Battle Creek, all the way down through Michigan to the bottom to I think Indiana or Illinois. I think it's Indiana though. But then it goes and connects right back, and the Ohio River feeds right back into it. And it continues going, connects to the Mississippi by like St. Louis area. St. Louis is a very a powerful ancient location. I got to do some research on that place. It keep coming across my mind because even that ancient necklace I got, he got the very top of where the river mount sat on that ancient necklace. St. Louis is sitting right there at the peak of it. So I'm gonna have to do some ancient research on St. Louis. 'Cause the word misery is I mean Missouri is the same word as misery.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do some digging on that, man. I have some shit for the next build, next Thursday. See y'all on the Law and Order build next Thursday. That's what we'll do.
Yes, sir.
But yo, tap out time. Love you all. Gods and goddess. Be around. Yo, Cuzzo, hit me up, man.
Yeah, most definitely, cuz. Appreciate you.
All right, all right. Until next time. Peace.
Peace. Hey, already know I'm about to play a few tracks before we close out. Hey, salute to everybody. Yeah, if you want to come up, you want to come up on the panel, Prophet um, Levi. I'm not sure, but other than that, I'm about to play a few of these tracks right quick. And I'm gonna try to keep a series of this going like every Thursday. Just to keep reminding myself to keep doing it. Definitely shout out to everybody. And I'm about to play a few of my tracks from my Naga DVD music.
They say it's a war going on outside. I don't give a fuck. Any nigga crossing them lines, I'ma hit them up. I hope niggas open their eyes so they see the gun. If not, then we robbing you blind. That's for being dumb. It's dangerous. You know what's up. Hood politicking with my niggas and we going up. Now the music blowing up, shit changed. Now everybody trying to show me love. I went to do a show, they wouldn't show. Now they showing up. Niggas need a fast flip, so that means we sold drugs. I was trying to bubble off the water like soap suds, transcending thoughts. So what's up in your medulla? Try to keep it clear, don't let these shady fucks fool you into throwing out your life. Now you looking like a loser. Life could be a bitch, at least I'm waking up to her. You a flunky and you waiting on the money. You ain't trying to make the money when you hating on the money. You ain't getting money. So y'all niggas, you need to stop it. It doesn't add up when we touching on the topic. The burner when I lift it. It bake a nigga biscuit. Should be waking up the dead when I take it on the mission. One shot to do more than scare you little bitches. Put you down like a zombie. So we call it Daryl Dixon. It's an easy street nigga. So these niggas can't miss it. The only nigga living make a murder so prolific. The sucker shit they do in the street, it really bothers me. I don't respect none of that shit. I say that honestly. Front and get you sent for. You won't go as far as me. Turn the nigga video shoot into a horror scene.
Something is wrong. The truth is that the Revolutionary War was fought on American soil to free the American white man from the English white man.
She tell me dangerous, you know I'm stressed. I'm only calling cause you know me best. She only want me if it's more or less. You gon' need more than details to say you heard of me. Baby, this the bedroom assassin. I leave murder scenes, mind blowing. I'ma give you more than just a great job. These late nights really got me digging like a graveyard. Different type of love. I could even smoke with it. Take a puff and blow it out and watch your soul float with it. The only question that I ask is tell me what you see now. Or have you ever made love on the weed cloud? Another mission done. I was worth you every minute. I hold you closer than my personal opinions. Like, girl, I'm missing you. Come and see me soon and let this vibe take us on that elevator to the moon. Like, make your way into my bed. We gon' take it there. So once you open up your legs, we gon' take it there. I take your breath away. You out of breath, now won't you breathe, 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 breathe. I take your breath away. You out of breath, now won't you breathe, breathe, breathe. She telling me to kill it, I'ma murder it again. The way I put it down, I got murderous intent. There's a murder in this bedroom. There's a murder in this bedroom. It's music for your body, let me turn it up to 10. I murdered you before, I'ma murder you again. There's a murder in this bedroom. There's a murder in this bedroom. She tell me dangerous, wear it out. Let me tell you how I wear it out. She won't be asking for my whereabouts. I'm one call away if you ever trying to find me. But I already killed you. Now you looking like a zombie, but you feel alive. Baby, I could do this on my off days. Put it on you good enough where you could barely walk straight. Say my name, say it right. It's a game, play it right. Kid Cudi with the kitty. In it every day and night. I turn you on in the heat of lust. I only learn with hands on, so it's only right we keep in touch. There ain't much to talk about. Baby, you'll be dead soon. Another murder been committed in this bedroom. Girl, I'm missing you. Come and see me soon and let this vibe take us on that elevator to the moon. Like, make your way into my bed. We gon' take it there. So once you open up your legs, we gon' take it there. I take your breath away. You out of breath, now won't you breathe, 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 breathe. I take your breath away. You out of breath, now won't you breathe, breathe, breathe. She telling me to kill it, I'ma murder it again. The way I put it down, I got murderous intent. There's a murder in this bedroom. There's a murder in this bedroom. It's music for your body, let me turn it up to 10. I murdered you before, I'ma murder you again. There's a murder in this bedroom. There's a murder in this bedroom.
Chill, chill. Puff, puff, pass. Us versus the buff. They in love with the past. We be living in the moment. My foot is on the gas. If you wanna do it, go hard with it. The tables turn, ain't it funny? They was dodging me. Now they blowing up my phone, won't leave me alone. I be with my day ones, yeah, I be in the zone. I'm phone won't leave me alone. I be with my day ones, yeah, I'm in the zone. I'm with a team, I'ma take them to the stars. Rap needle, Paul McCartney, yeah, my heart be in the eye of the needle. We in heaven, I done made it through hell. In the fetal position, got a bitch and got a winder while I'm grinding, getting richer. Yeah, my mind is on a mission. Yeah, I'm fine with tradition, but the day that wasn't working, gotta talk and take a picture with a legend. In the making, record breaking, it's your mind for the taking. Blessed be turning boots into cathedrals. They was waiting for a hero. Here I am. I got my foot on all the names of all the options. I'm connecting all the dots, resurrected from the box. You try to lock me in. I'm dope with the clock. I got the scope. Blessed be like a pole. Blessed be those who chose. Stand by my side through the ups and downs. Hold it down. Yeah. If you're gonna do it, go hard with it. The tables turn. Ain't it funny? They was dodging me. Now they blowing up my phone. Won't leave me alone. I be with my day ones. Yeah, I'm in the zone. I'm with a team. I'ma take them to the stars with me. If you're gonna do it, go hard with it. The tables turn, ain't it funny? They was dodging me. Now they blowing up my phone, won't leave me alone. I be with my day ones, yeah, I'm in the zone. I'm with a team, I'ma take it to the stars with me.
When I'm starving, B. Plus I got my own style, that's me. The black joker got to smoke up on the balcony. Looking down in the streets, finding a low key way heat. Raps for the streets, the street excellent standpoint on the bullet. I want an AR-15, the white niggas off the scene when I ski. And all of my dreams is nightmares. But I'm still out here, I kill a beef, but my enemies don't fight fair. I just got stopped outside the small calculations like welfare. Asshole trap when I'm staring through a glare. There's not enough ammo for that bird, there's not enough real rappers. There's crime in the air, so we prepared. Crack rocks in my socks, strap handle by the belly. When I'm ready, who can stop me?
Gonna do it, go hard with it. The tables turn, ain't it funny? They was dodging me. Now they blowing up my phone, won't leave me alone. I be with my day ones, yeah, I'm in the zone. I'm with a team, I'ma take them to the stars with me. If you're gonna do it, go hard with it. The tables turn, ain't it funny? They was dodging me. Now they blowing up my phone, won't leave me alone. I be with my day ones, yeah, I'm in the zone. I'm with a team, I'ma take them to the stars with me. Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up. A lot of niggas died 1865. Single mama fled, how I ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hot and black was never on your side. They too rap to tell your ops where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this my definition. If being savage was our nation, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. We the God to the gate. So when they say they fear God, now you know what they made. Shoe song, move song, shoe song, move song. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down. Shoe song, move song, shoe song, move song. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down. Every day my niggas dying, they don't know the truth. How the hell you close to God, we don't know it's you. Yo, how the hell you supposed to survive, we don't know the truth. He should have died, you let him slide, dealer just like you. I tried to tell them all skin ain't kin. Everybody ain't your partner, everybody ain't your friend. How the hell they supposed to help when they the ones that put you in? They don't struggle how we struggle, they can't get it how we did. Can't be scared to die when we already dead. Either way, your life is safe no matter how you play it. My higher self to which you choose remain guided. My lower want these motherfucking bodies. They betray their circles like a motherfucking island. Take them to the south and put them down like OG Bobby. They don't want equality in this kill, they want these privates. Killers right beside me, stand full of chicken waffles. Shoe song, move song, shoe song, move song. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down. Shoe song, move song, shoe song, move song. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down.
Talk to my people, man. It's been long overdue. Every time I took a L, man, I learned like a lesson. Where I'm from, you could get left if you don't turn right. Nowadays, you earn stripes, trying to burn pipes. Back in the days, we earned stripes, trying to earn rights. Look, I ain't trying to preach if you don't want to listen, but I advise you to listen if you love your children. Cause in this world, you could get stopped by a cop, and your kids might never know if they gonna see you or not. It's real. We unprotected and we unrespected. Rest in peace to Breek Taylor. Hope y'all got the message. Our lives never matter, keep letting it happen. So what makes you think that it matters when you punch a ballot? We don't need equality, we need autonomy. We need our own governments, not apologies. We need our land back, not new technology. Aboriginal history, not new ideology. I ain't saying put the guns down, we need violence. Cops kill us, all the gangsters better not be silent. We need to sit around and plan, we don't need riots. I put my gun every time I see police sirens. Can't go to war with my brother if he weak-minded. You ain't a thug, you a warrior that need guidance. The Gullah Wars and the Haitian Revolution showed our ancestors really got violent for solutions, reparation, restitutions, preparations. Start recruiting. BLM is not our movement, but I get why it's confusing. Either you winning or you losing. We won't lose for long. So black man and black woman was taking you so long. Unite. When I say unite, I'm talking about strictly autonomy. You know what I'm saying? We need to all have self-government. You know what I'm saying? We need to all come together as people and do for self. Period. If you ain't trying to do for self and you keep trying to depend on somebody, they're going to do you. What you do when you depend on your enemy? Drop bricks. No, what up?
What's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
Peace, peace, peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Peace.
Yeah, you good.
Oh, just jamming with the music, man, brethren.
Yo, for sure, for sure.
Once again, we'd like to thank you for attending this event. Please have a seat and settle in. We're about to begin. In debates over this topic, we're seeing an influx. So instead of wasting time, let's get right down to the crux. Now, traditionally, we've all been taught for many years that this planet Earth that we're living on is just a sphere. The panelists to my right will attempt to prove that, while the panelists to my left will try to prove that it's flat. Okay, you first. Well, anyone with common sense will know that in actuality, the Earth could only be a globe. This theory of a flat planet is just a fabrication. There's years of documented ship circumnavigation. You liars came along and eliminated the truth. The ancient scholars have all demonstrated the proof. We have days, nights, time zones that happen as we spun, verifying that we're absolutely circling the sun. We're not circling the sun. The sun's above us, they lie. Day and night is a result of it moving from side to side. The principles of how are not hard to uncover. When it's shining on one side, there's darkness on the other. The sun's 93 million miles away. No, it's not. It's closer and smaller than what they taught you and not as hot. No revolving in an upward direction. We propel. The sun sits over the flat earth and the moon does as well. What the hell? You're speaking so miscellaneously. Where's the evidence to back the way that you claim it to be? So I need you to explain this to me. If the sun's above a flat earth, we should all see it simultaneously. Okay. Next question. You can both issue your case. If the earth is flat, explain the globe pictures from space. There's satellites that take shots and photos are captured. Those are fake computer-generated images from NASA.
NASA is our space station. Its locations in the U.S. What about the other nations? See, many countries have space programs that excel, and they all have pictures of a globe Earth as well. You're failing to see this thing as a collective endeavor because you don't believe that other countries conspire together. If the Earth is flat, couldn't you go to the edge and fall? No, sir. The edge is blocked by the Antarctica wall. There's a block of ice surrounding the planet, totally frozen. This is the barrier that keeps everything enclosed. The governments of the world know all of them are in it, and it's strange how that part of the planet is off limits. All right, back to the globe guy. Present your next claim. Yes, sir, I've seen the curvature of Earth while on a plane. It's the same with an astronaut. No, with all due respect, that curve you think you see is called the fishbowl effect. That window was probably convex and round too, so naturally the surface seems curved when you look through. And another thing that I would like to easily disprove, if the Earth is spinning so fast, why don't we feel it move? Well, I'm not surprised that that's the point that you rationalize and not take into account the Earth is massive in size and moving at a steady rate of speed that stays the same, so the movement isn't felt unless the miles per hour change. That's insane. We fly off of the planet spinning around, and please don't try to say that the gravity keeps us down. Gravity is a non-existent force that can't be grasped clearly. The physiological function of it is only theory, so the concept is a lie. There's no pull on the tides. We live on the top. There's no one on the bottom or the side. There's a question upon which I'd like my counterpart to expound. How come just the Earth is flat and the other planets around? Mars, Neptune, Jupiter, Venus, even the Sun? Because the telescope can clearly show the shape of each one. Please explain the traveling over horizons by ships and the curved shadow on the moon in a lunar eclipse. Yo, one question at a time, bro. You hogging the mic. Flat Earth guy, the floor is yours. Take as long as you like. Well, your horizon question, I'll answer it in an instant. The ship's disappearance is all a matter of distance. And as for the lunar eclipse, it's an easy battle. The circular form of the moon dictates the shadow. So no matter what the shape of the object that's hovering, its shadow takes the form of the object it's covering. And as for other planets being round, that's a no-go. What you see in your telescope is different from the NASA photo. Okay, that's it. It's over. No more time left to debate this. We're glad that both of you were able to present your cases. So let me give my point of view before we close out. Flatter globe is more important things in life to worry about. Worth the show beat?
Gang, people ain't like the others, man. Ganger. I want blue strips on all the paper when I get it. Yeah. I can be off Zans, the backstabs, I don't forget them. We ain't going on turbo, we got the bag up in the sprinter. I knew this shit gon' come just like I seen it on the Simpsons. I think I'm seeing things from things and leans that I've been sick. I gotta keep praying with Jesus, I've been thinking about leaving a nigga. No matter how mean I am to your bitch, she still won't leave a nigga. I pray for my niggas, they perky, got sick, codeine addiction. Mind your business, that my bitch, you seen me with her. Yo, big homie, grown ass man, to me, yeah, infant. Little ass nigga, you ain't hot like me, you drink the spinach. Little ass boy, you don't ball like us, to me, you a scrimmage. You wanna beat your bitch, you playing my song and shaking her ass, gang. Way before I was rapping, state to state, shaking the bag, gang, gang. I don't give a fuck, we go to the pearly gates, I'm taking the mask. Mask on in the kitchen, wine whipping, scraping the glass. I ain't even in good mood too, I take my meds. I know niggas who throwing seeds, it ain't Chanel. I got niggas who under the fire like Jason Kidd. Tell little brothers a grown man game, it ain't for kids. Nigga wanna steal this swag, gotta wait till it's gon' sell. I don't even like your bitch, you made me pay for head. You ain't never made a 20 waiting on the mail. A little nigga black and ugly, shoot like Tony Snell. Nigga try to keep up, but he ain't got money for his bill. That little bitch broke until just by her hair and nails. Little nigga, you broke is a joke, you funny like Dave Chappelle. He swore on God, he was getting money going straight to hell. If the feds knew what I knew, I'd go straight to jail. I swear your bitch think I'm all that, like I'm Ken and Kel. I miss his juice, now his stomach hurt like he ate Taco Bell. He look like Nietzsche when he in the booth, but never made a sale. That nigga lying, Mark, no cap. No cap, bro.
Hey, hey, Prophet Levi, you got anything you want to say before we close out? You still there, Prophet Levi?
Peace, peace. Can you hear I?
Yeah, you good. You good.
Peace.
Yeah, I was trying to see you got anything you want to say before we get to close out. Yeah, I can't hear you, brother. Yeah, I can't hear what you're saying. But yeah, most definitely. I said I want to thank everybody for coming out, and salute to everybody for sharing it, and salute to everybody who subscribed. And we're gonna keep this going like every Thursday, for the Law and Order bill. And I ain't forget, still got my trigger series, still got everything else coming. So I'm gonna get back to it. Like I ain't gonna probably go live this weekend, but most definitely, looking forward to this Thursday, next Thursday coming up for the next Law and Order bill, and then the following, that weekend coming is gonna be yeah, I might just do my triggers 21. So it's gonna be a great build or whatever, how we always do, and definitely, like I said again, shout out to everybody that came in the chat, everybody that was watching. If you didn't come in the chat, um, and definitely shout out to everybody that was on the panel, uh, to my cousin Zoe, to Lord, and of course always my Naga OG Philly, and just appreciate all the love everybody always gives, and and always remember, throw them Bibles away, keep your foot on Jesus' neck, and shit, and always look forward to higher self because it's always going to guide you and keep you where you need to be at in life. And you are the gods and goddesses. So never know that nobody never tell you what you ain't. And you are control of your own manifestations. And just be that and always seek and find yourself. You're gonna be that. You're the most important person. So whenever everybody tell you the source, you're the source. And don't think feel bad about yourself. Always stay in the highest vibrations. And how I always got to end it out with. Just give me a
find niggas. That's why we call them bronze, aka the God killer. When we blaze through, shit is see-through like gray boots and everything. The browns get tight like a straight noose. All we did was give information and they hate group. Instead of showing love, they gave it all to a Jesus. What we doing with it? They fucking up the vision. You see, we stuck inside the matrix. Blame it on religion. Evil keep winning. Cause ain't nothing good when the love start to fade. When you dead or in prison. But this is for the gods. You already know the vibe. When he go live, shout out to the nigga bronze. Fuck the Bible, don't believe in them lies. You tune into the live, hit the like and subscribe.
It's Bronze with Black Power God. I'm about to scalp that nigga easy. Fuck that nigga easy. Triggers.
Hey, much love, everybody. Well, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for the Smokers Lounge, hosted by my brother, my Naga Chris. And you got a special guest coming through, so make sure y'all like and subscribe to his channel. And make sure y'all like and subscribe to everybody. Most definitely. Like I said, we all same community. We all support each other. So big ups to everybody once again. And it's your Naga, Ron's Fat Power God. And we catch y'all on the next one. So stay with them high vibrations. And we out. Tell that nigga Jesus. I said, please call my cell phone. I'm gonna whoop his ass. Peace, everybody. We out.